What's going on, and welcome back to another Warframe video. This time I'm going to be talking about the Dread and the build that I'm going to be rolling with. Now, as we all know, the Dread is the Stalker's bow and arrow, but at the same time you want to know about its stats. So let's go and dive right into it. Now, as you can see, pretty much you got the slash, puncture, and impact. Being that this is a bow and this is the Dread, it's going to be mostly slash. 180. Puncture and impact are pretty much equal at 10. It has a status of 20% with a reload of 0.7. It's silent, so it's pretty good if you want to do stealth runs. It has a multiplier, crit multiplier 2.0 with a critical chance at 50% at base. Charge rate 1 and accuracy of 16.7. But if you add mods on top of that, you could pretty much buff that up tremendously. The Dread is one of the best bows in the game, and arguably the best bow in the game because of its critical chance. So as you can see, pretty much on the build that I have right here, you need the essentials, you need the bases: serration, split chamber. I'm also sporting infected clip to go along with the Stormbringer, and at the same time, to increase the charge rate, I put in speed trigger in there. You could go with vile acceleration, but you're going to be sacrificing a little bit of damage, so that's pretty much a preference thing. That's totally up to you. I have vital sense on to go along with point strike, and these are the two essential things that you're going to need in order to build up the critical chance and the crit multiplier. With the point strike in there, 150% critical chance, which will boost that up to 125%. The crit multiplier, you're going to need vital sense. When you have that on, you push up the crit multiplier up to 4.4. Now, this is totally up to you. I put on Argon Scope on it because on headshot, you get 135% critical chance while aiming for 9 seconds. So that is huge, especially when you're talking about on the Dread alone. So you're going to be red critting like a madman. And at the same time, a lot of people want to see red crits. This bow just makes you keep red critting for days upon days. And as we all know, with the Dread, it also decapitates their opponent. So when it hits you, something's coming off, either your leg, arm, torso, or pretty much your body gets cut in half. This is a 5 Forma build, by the way, so you're gonna have to put in work in this Dread in order to get the maximum output as far as with it. Now, as far as I'm going up against factions, going up against the infested, it just flat out shreds them to pieces. They don't stand a chance, and at the same time, this is basically slash base, so you will just be eating them up for lunch. If you're going up against the Corpus, I would pretty much build for Toxin, because you want to bypass their shields, go all the way to their health, so you could put on Toxin and you could put on Magnetic on. If you're going up against Grenier, you want to build for that viral on it. You could build for radiation as well to confuse them, and at the same time decapitate them once you land that critical on them. But in overall factuality, it doesn't matter which faction you go up against. As far as with the Dread will shine the brightest. It will keep critting all the time. It will red crit all the time because of that critical chance and the multiplier. But if you want to go for those headshots, you could put on that Argon Scope, like I said, to increase your critical chance base for 9 seconds, being at 135%. But you got to keep aiming for those headshots. You got to keep aiming for those headshots, because if you want to get the benefits of Argon Scope. Now, I know some people don't have Argon Scope. You could go into the marketplace and get it off of somebody, or you could still go after the acolytes and whatnot. But as of this moment, it seems like some of the acolytes are probably dead. Mania is up right now. Mania is about to die. So you're going to be at the mercy of the trade chat. Or at the same time, if you have a friend that has an extra Argon Scope, you can go to him. He'll probably give you an Argon Scope to boot. You will be happy. Now, as far as with the Dread, also I would like to mention, people like to put on heavy caliber. Now, you could put on heavy caliber and take off Argon Scope, but at the same time, you want to keep dealing that crit. When you go for headshots, people like going for headshots with the Dread anyway, so why not take the benefits of Argon Scope in there? At the same time, you could also use bladed rounds. That's another mod that's dropped from one of the acolytes. You could get that. You could put on bladed rounds on, and that's pretty much on the kill. You get a crit multiplier boost. So it's entirely up to you. I like using Argon Scope because I go for headshots. So it's pretty much a preference thing. But as far as with the Dread, this is my build.